Okay, I'm mixing my oils. I've already got it measured out. This is olive oil mixed with they had Plumera flowers. This is coconut oil, which is the olive oil is 30 ounces. This is 20 ounces. This is shea butter. I got 3 ounces of that. And then 20 ounces of lard. I'm not going to add any oil, essential oils, because the olive oil it already has the olive oil already has a scent from the Plumera flowers. So I'll set that on the stove on in my double boiler to melt down. And then for tools, well, I use, well, for the oils first, I use coconut oil, olive oil, shea butter, lard. I have some other oils. You can use so many oils. There's oils I never even heard of. But you have to measure those out by a scale. Make sure you use a scale, because measuring it in a measuring cup compared to the weight is not the same. And I always do mine in ounces. And I have a jar just for lye that I use just for lye. This is KOH, which is used for liquid soap. And this is NaOH, which is lye, used for bar soaps. And I got this from Amazon. I got this from Bulk Apothecary. I don't know how to say it. A while ago. I was going to order more, but they want $50 for a $12 product to deliver because it's lye. That's the only reason. They're a really good company for other stuff, but I'm not going to pay $50 for $12 of lye. You'll need your scale, your I use, let me see, I already mixed this, but I use a Pyrex container for my water and lye, and sometimes I'll put it in the sink with a little bit of water and ice around it. And you got to use distilled water or rainwater, or you can use different types of milks. There's a lot of things you can use other than water. Right now I'm just using water, distilled water. And I mixed this last night. But I'm using a Pyrex container because it gets really hot. So you don't want to have it shatter and get all over you, because it can burn your skin. Or use a stainless steel container to mix it. It's got to be stainless, it can't be coated. And then I have my tools, my stirring tools, my measuring cup that I put on here, the plastic one, my plastic container that I put the oils in, and my double boiler. My double boiler is just a pan. I use that for other foods, but I just use it as a double boiler for my oils, because it's already in a plastic container. You can use stainless steel if you want. I have oil all over my gloves. And then you need your molds. You need a wand mixer, some rags, to clean up any messes that you make. The lye, when you're measuring the lye, you got to be really careful, because, let me show you. I don't know if you can see these spots on here, the dark spots. That's from lye, because it will get all over. You just got to be really careful with it. You don't want your pets or anything to get into that, because, like if it falls on the floor, because it can kill them. So don't do that. I'm doing mine cold process soap. There's hot process, which is using a slow cooker, which I am gonna do eventually. I need to get a slow cooker, or a crock pot, and that's how I make liquid soap. It's been a while since I've done it, because I really don't like the liquid soap personally, because it makes the sink and stuff like oily, and I just don't like that. You can use stainless, glass, and plastic. It's got to be heat proof plastic. And the same thing with your wand mixer. It's got to be stainless or plastic. You kind of want to tend to lean away from plastic, because some plastics can bleed into the oils and the soap. So you got to be careful with that. And then you need your molds, your soap molds, your soap cutter, depending on how you want to cut it. You can just use a knife if you want, but I would just use that knife for soap. I wouldn't use it for food or anything. You can use plastic containers like this. I put them in the freezer because they do tend to melt when you're making soap. It gets really hot, and so I put it in the freezer to help so it doesn't melt as much. I've melted so many of these that I just quit buying them. These are from a long time ago. And I also use, these are from Dollar Tree, and they work pretty good. They're silicone. They're actually for baking, I think, but I use it for soap, and I have some other ones that are purposely made for soap, but I'm keeping these in the freezer too. For now, I think that's it. Sorry, I got a mosquito bite on my foot. There's different terms you can use. There's sapification, which is the process, or the triglycerides combined with the base of fatty acids, metals, salts, and unsaturated and saturated fatty acid determines the hardness, smell, cleansing, lather, and moisture of the soap. I use, let me show you on here. Hang on. Fingerprint. I use a couple different programs. You can get, these are free online ones. This is HSCG, handcrafted soap and cosmetic guide, and you put your oils in and it'll tell you how much lye to use. I used where's my, the water I reduced by 10%. Only do this if you know what you're doing. So I'm using 19 ounces of water. The lye, 9.1 ounces. I put sugar in for, I think it's hardness, or lather, one or the other. And salt does the other one. So it's either lather or hardness, you know, the bubbles. The lard I used 20 ounces, coconut oil I used 20 ounces, olive oil I used 30 ounces. That's the olive oil that's combined with Plumera. And then shea butter I used 3 ounces. So I'm going to end up with 101 ounces of liquid total. So, and let me see, where is it? Not every one of these tells you the softness and all that, but there is one. I couldn't find it earlier. I know it's there, I just haven't looked. But it'll tell you the hardness, the softness, the lather, the stuff like that. So, and if you want to make liquid soap, this is the best to use, is KOH. It comes in flakes. I don't know if it still does or not. No, KOH. It comes in flakes, and it's good for liquid soap. NaOH. Damn. The NaOH is good for bar soap. So, and then over here, you can add, there's so many different things you can add. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I have the Natural Soap Shop book. It tells the basics, and it also gives you some recipes. I have liquid soaps. There's recipes in here too, and it tells you pretty much the basics. I have herb books, different types of herb books that I refer to these when I'm making soap to see what is good for your skin and what is not good for your skin. So if you want to start a business, I don't recommend that book because it's an older book. And same with this one. This is I don't see the year, but I think it's like 10 or 12 years old. Then things are different now. And this is another one. This is a good one, but there's more updated ones. I got some of these I got from, it's called Thrift Books. I'll put the link in the description. It's like a secondhand bookstore that you don't have to pay full price for. Some of them I got from Amazon. I think I got the liquid soaps, some of the herb ones, and this one I think I got from Amazon. Colors, you can use all kinds of colors. There's micas, which are not really good for your skin, so to speak, because they're made in a lab. There's natural colors, like if you use dried beets, instead of red, it's going to come out orange, or yellowish orange. I don't know why it just does that. I think it's something to do with the lye. And there's blue, indigo. I have a bunch of that I ordered. Annetto. There's so many different kinds. If you go onto the website, Bulk Apothecary, they have a bunch of different stuff. They have herbs, they have soap making supplies, oils, just everything that you would think of. And they have melt and pour soap, which is like a glycerin type soap. I want to make a real glycerin type soap, but it's going to take weeks. And I need to get some more stuff. So I think that's the basics of the soap making. So I guess I'll call this soap making 101. The oils are, this was boiling, but I turned it off. The oils are melting. I like to chop them up sometimes to get them to melt quicker into smaller pieces. So that's that part. When that's melted, we'll come back and go over some more. I have stuff written down. Yeah. The rest I'll have to go over when we're making the soap. So it's getting there. I always, for a cold process soap, what I do, this is what works best for me, is the lye water should be 99 or under. Right now it's room temperature because I mixed it last night. And your oils should be 99 and under. That's the way I do it. You do it the way you want to, but for me that's the best way I've seen that it works out pretty good for me. So, okay. We'll be back when that's done, when that's melted. Okay. Okay, the oil is cooled down. It's actually at 96 degrees, which is good. It's pretty warm. You can see what it looks like. So we're going to add the lye water, and I have all my molds over here already set up. So you'll see it start to change. You can see the bottom, it's already changing. See, so it doesn't take very long to get to this point. It's like the gel phase. One thing I didn't mention was to wear like a mask and eye protection and everything when you're making this. So I'm going to start dumping in here. And gloves. And I'm wearing an apron too, just I have a tendency to spill a lot. Not oil, all the oil mixed. I can see. Or maybe that's water. So you can see some oil sitting on here, which means I did something wrong. But it happens, you make mistakes. And that's okay. It's gonna happen. Oh, I see I spilled. I'm not very good at decorating the soap, but one day I'll try. So we'll see what happens with this. There's a lot missing there. This is why you wear gloves. Because it does burn. Alright, just make sure you wear gloves and stuff. I probably didn't mix it well enough because I can see it separating. But I didn't want it to get too thick. It's like I did last time. So we'll see what happens. It may not turn out, but it may be fine. And after it's done and you cut it, you gotta let it cure. You should. You don't have to. You should let it cure 4 to 6 weeks at least, and check the pH on it. You can use pH tester. Now it'll probably be high. See, it's high. So you let it sit for 6 to 8, no, what is it, 4 to 6 weeks. And then it should be okay to use. You could test it again. But I already knew it was going to be high. So, anyway, we'll come back tomorrow and see how this turned out.